evening and welcome to Fine Point, where no narrative is sacred, no media hoax is safe, and we zero in on the big picture. I'm your host, Rion. Can you feel it in the wind? It's 1775. Again. Yesterday, we laid out the possibility that lawmakers might start holding judges and public prosecutors liable for the career criminals they unleash onto our streets. A game-changing revolution if a judge becomes personally or professionally responsible for recklessly releasing a known criminal onto the streets, and that criminal goes on to kill, rape, and pillage, that bleeding heart judge will think twice before allowing men with over a dozen prior criminal encounters onto the streets to go on and randomly stab women on public transportation. It's a tough slog, but some lawmakers are on board, it seems, like Randy Fine out of Florida. We spoke with him just yesterday. Importantly, we highlighted a woman named Teresa Stokes, the magistrate judge who said it was okay to release DeCarlos Brown Jr., this violent schizophrenic, onto the streets of Charlotte. The magistrate judge who, upon seeing Brown's extensive violent criminal record, upon Brown's own defense attorney questioning Brown's mental stability, released Brown onto the public streets on a letter, one that he promised to be good in. We mentioned also how she was scrubbing her public profile from view. What was she hiding? Teresa Stokes, single-handedly, is starting a new conversation. Not just whether we should hold judges accountable for releasing repeat criminals, but she also raised a few more discussion points. Here they are. In North Carolina, to be a magistrate judge, you don't have to have passed the bar, the test that all lawyers must take to become practicing attorneys. Isn't that interesting? It's a very important fact. I'll address it in a moment. But as such, it's not a stretch to say this woman has no real-life legal experience in the state of North Carolina. But the fact that she hasn't passed the bar there is important, not because it means she doesn't have legal expertise. We've had Supreme Court justices in this country who weren't practicing attorneys. That's not the point. There is a super important ethical angle in this no one seems to be discussing. How many Democrat cities have magistrate judges overseeing the criminal justice system who also happen to run treatment centers? Teresa Stokes, according to her now scrubbed professional profiles on LinkedIn, listed herself as the Chief Operations Officer at Pinnacle Recovery Services, LLC. Pinnacle Recovery Services, LLC is a nonprofit that, according to LinkedIn profiles by its apparent co-owner, owns 5 rehab houses in Michigan. And if you don't self-pay for their services, then the criteria for admission includes that you must have Medicaid. Sadly, in theory, groups like these are like homelessness organizations. They only exist so long as the problems exist. In this case, it's not a stretch to say a rehab center that requires Medicaid thrives when judges divert offenders into their programs instead of just keeping them behind bars. So Teresa Stokes, a magistrate judge in Charlotte, North Carolina, overseeing criminal cases while also running a treatment center in Michigan, raises an interesting set of questions. A judge who hasn't passed the bar, never practiced law in North Carolina, who on the side has a vested interest in people who need mental health and rehab help. Not the same state, but does that matter? Is there really no conflict of interest here at all? Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But if there is somehow a conflict of interest angle here, this is where the fact she never passed the North Carolina bar becomes important.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.